Hey there! So, for my new bike project, I needed a new fork. The requisites for the new fork are a reasonable weight, a good looking fork, and cable integration. After a couple of weeks of searching and inquiring different known Chinese manufacturer, I chose Velobuild and the fork of the VBR 168 frame. The fork is 400 grams, so it's a good weight, uncutted fork. A first inspection shows up the typical problem of Chinese products. They are generally well done, but they lack always something in the little details. So let's dive into it. So the first thing that I noticed was a little piece of paper here that covered one of the caliper hole, and I was able to eliminate it with a cutter, so no problem. Second thing that I found was carbon residue imperfection here in the wheel round races where the wheel sits, and I scratched out with a cutter too. And another thing was here. There is a little bulge. I don't know if it's carbon or too much paint, and it can create a problem for the fork crown. This little bulge can create some alignment problem with the bearing, so I need to eliminate it too. But the main problem here was when I tried to put the wheel on the fork to try how it spins. So I don't know if you can see it, but the wheel is slightly misaligned out of axle in this direction. It's not too crazy, it's like 1 millimeter, maybe a little bit more, but it's annoying me. So after several measurements with the caliper, I found that there is a slightly difference in the distance between the end of the round race, where the wheel will sit, and the bottom of the axle hole. It's like half a millimeter of difference between the two sides. This little difference projected on the top of the wheel produced this slightly angle that led the wheel to be out of axle. So we will try to fix it to see if we can use this fork on the new project. So after a little bit of travel here in the round race, I measured with my calipers the distance from the bottom hole to the top of the race. Now the two sides are the same, and I checked my front wheel inside the frame, and now it's perfectly on axle. So as you can see, an half a millimeter of difference of carbon residue of the cleaning not done well can produce this inconvenience, like the wheel not sitting very well into the frame or into the fork on my case. So it was an easy fix. Fortunately, I can use this fork for my new bike project that I will show in the next episodes. In conclusion, I love Chinese products because they let me experiment a lot more, because they are cheap. Sometimes they are good products, like my carbon wheels. It's a really known brand, sled bicycle, so it's a respected brand. My frame is a Carbonda frame. Never have a problem with it, and I'm really happy. It's already 3 years that I have this frame, this bike. Never have a problem. But sometimes old frames, they always have this little imperfection that sometimes can lead in big problems. For example, my old Dengfu frame, there was the back wheel that sits really out of axle, and there was no solution in that case, for example. So I love Chinese products because they are cheap. If you wanna do some bike project, experimentation, customization, they are a lot cheaper than experiment with big brand frames or bike parts. So that's the reason why I love Chinese products. But I understand that it's not for everyone. Not everybody loves to play with carbon parts, repairing. So it's something that I love doing, so I will continue to try different parts, Chinese parts, and let's see what happens. So that's all for this video. See you next time.